Let's go to
Yo, say I just wanna lead by example, homie. This goes out to everyone who stand before me. Even when that game try to trample on me, just believe in yourself and nobody gotta.
Yo, welcome to the first episode of Friday Night Lights. I'm here with a good friend, but also somebody that's been in this game, in this thing for a while. And yeah, I want to welcome you, my guy Archie Hill.
Appreciate it, man.
Man,
Appreciate it,
yeah, it's a
man.
pleasure to have you here, man. How was the drive over here? Where did you drive out from?
I was over in the Hawthorne area.
Okay.
Inglewood, Hawthorne area.
No doubt, no doubt.
Over here, traffic was cool.
Okay, I mean, are you from there? Did you grow up there? I don't think you told me Watts before.
Yeah, I grew up in Watts, so, but I'm living in Hawthorne right now, but just always close to that little.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Watts mostly my whole life. Then moved out to Culver City a couple of years, Hawthorne a couple of years. Just
Got
here
you.
and there, but
Back and forth and shit, man. How was growing up around this area, man? A lot of people wonder that shit because they might not be from there.
Well, it's crazy because when you grew up in a neighborhood like that and you in it and that's all you know, you got to think that's your normal.
Yeah.
That's your regular. You feel what I'm saying? Not till I got older and I started going to school out of the hood and going further out. I was probably one of the first groups of kids that was in that busing program where they started putting these kids on a school bus and busing you out to different neighborhoods.
To Valley
so I
and
was part
shit.
of that
Yeah.
in the mid 80s, mid to 80s, mid to late 80s.
Gotcha.
So that's when I really started noticing the difference in lifestyle from how we grew up as opposed to kids that didn't have the same struggles that we had. You know, this is what it was.
Yeah,
I
did that.
wouldn't trade my childhood though. I wouldn't trade how I grew up.
Fuck no.
Because I like both sides. I like seeing it from both sides. You know what I'm saying? And I'm knowing I can deal. I'm knowing I can deal in tougher situations where some people never get tested like that till it's too late.
Man.
They gotta they gotta find out that they can't deal with it the hard way.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. That gives us, you know, me growing up in Watts myself, it gives us that thick skin that they call, you know what I mean, and that shit gives us that extra edge, you know, people. But
we all taught to survive.
We all what now?
We all taught to survive. That's what the acronym for Watts.
Oh, okay.
We all
okay,
taught
yeah,
to survive.
I like that. Matter of fact, for people that don't know, Watts is right in between South Central and Compton. Basically, it holds that together, you know. And Watts has a huge history of music. People don't know, but in the '60s, it was a hub for music.
Oh yeah.
It was like Brooklyn back in the Harlem day. I mean, like Harlem days. I mean, actually Harlem, New York. But it was happening in the '60s in Watts.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the jazz?
A little bit. I know Central Avenue. Everything ran down Central Avenue. Central Avenue was the hub. Right now, to this day, they got this one train station that's still a historic train station on 103rd. On 103rd. Matter of fact, it's the 103rd station. If you ever catch the Blue Line, Metro Blue Line.
Yeah.
103rd station. It still has the historic, old, classic train station still there. They're doing I think a restoration program as far as restoring that historical train station that runs right through the heart of Watts.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was back during that day. The Watts Prophets and I think the Whispers group came out of Watts. Barry White.
Shit.
I think he got
White,
he got some roots in Watts too. A lot of people that musical people came out of that city.
No doubt, man. And obviously you growing up, man. Tell us a crazy story that you might have experienced, you know, growing up in these areas.
So many crazy stories. Let me see.
I'm sure.
When I was younger, Watts was separated by these railroad tracks. The same railroad tracks that run through our neighborhood right now is the Metro Blue Line tracks, the ones that go from Long Beach to downtown. When I was younger, those railroad tracks, they were always train tracks, but they added the Metro later. It was the freight train used to come through there before.
Yeah, now they run through Alameda and shit.
Now it goes through Alameda, but now the Metro still comes through there. But those tracks was like the separation. of the Crips and the Blood side in
Damn.
Watts. So those railroad tracks literally was like the boundary line.
Like you can't cross this
If you
type
cross
shit.
over that,
One side is red, one side is blue.
if you cross over there, you know where you are, or you better know where you are.
Oh, you
what I'm
better
saying?
know where you are.
So one day we was over there hanging. We was on this side, the Crip side of the tracks, where I grew up on that side.
Yeah.
And man, we started hearing shots. Now first we thinking they like might be some fireworks and some shit like that.
Man.
Until they start seeing sparks flying off the ground. It was at night, so we see sparks flying off the ground. Oh, those
shit.
are bullets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you hear this shit getting louder and louder. We read to my man backyard all the time. I don't know what we do that for. Now we trapped. It ain't really no way out the backyard except for to come back out the front.
That was coming at y'all? Like they was shooting at y'all?
Right.
At your group that you was hanging with.
Right. And we wasn't really game banging, but hey, we was just like some easy victims that were just standing out there. And we got popped at it. That's just something I just thought of offhand. I got some way crazier shit than that, but that was just like a regular one.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That was like a
But
regular
like-
day at Watts.
Like I
type
got a
shit.
boy that went to the Navy and was in the military doing the Iraq and all that type of shit. He said, man, I got shot at more times on the street than I did when I was in the military.
Oh man.
I'm like, wow, and I know that's true.
Fucking war zone out here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even today, you know, and it's not as bad as it used to be, because I know like the 80s and 90s was fucking stupid.
80s was the crack epidemic and all that shit going on.
Yeah.
It was popping in the 80s. Right now, summertime too, used to always heat up.
Literally.
Figuratively
Yeah.
and literally.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
You ain't lying, man. And I know you call yourself, you know, you carry yourself as a inspirational storyteller.
Right.
How did that come about? Like, how what inspired you to be an inspirational storyteller?
Storytelling is something that I think I always had the knack for. Just as far as telling a story, period. Like, not even looking at myself as to be this storyteller, but no, me just telling you some shit that happened. Like, if I just tell you something that happened, I always have a slick, witty way of telling stories. I didn't never think about it, but I've always got told that by other people. A friend of mine who does a spoken word venue, every few months or so, he does an event called Red Stories, where he's bringing back the art of storytelling.
That's
where people
deep,
just come on stage and just tell stories.
Yeah.
So the first time he had it, I went up there and I just got on and I just was like, nah, this is what I'm supposed to do. And as much as I love rapping, I think I love storytelling even more than I like rapping. Like, even though I tell stories in the raps too, but just to be up there freely, just be able to tell a story like about whatever it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like engaging the audience. Just some fun about that to me. So I like to use stories like that because my whole thing is to be a motivational speaker. So I like to use stories in my speeches. They teach you like you want to use real, relatable stories in your presentation.
Absolutely.
Make the audience be able to relate to you more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whenever I get up there to do a speech or a presentation, I always think about a real life story that I can tie into it and just wrap a moral. And the moral to the story is, don't do this shit right here or whatever, or do this. You know what I'm saying?
And it makes people like integrate more, right? Because they're like, okay, they're listening to you speak and they're loving it, but then you tell stories like, I want to hear that story. Like, because even as little kids, we're programmed to love stories. Basically, everything is a story, you know, and that makes a lot of sense. And can you share an inspirational story right now, like, you know, something that can motivate, you know, the watcher right now, somebody that is, you know, is watching this video, kind of inspire them, you know, to watch more videos or you know, to make a video of their own, you know?
Well, I saw this YouTube video, and it's something that I think about, especially when it comes to my people, black people.
Okay.
I saw this one YouTube video, and it was showing these people running a race. You ever see that one? Where they had a group of blacks and whites, and they had them a race. It's a race for $100. Then they asking all these random questions. How many of y'all have both parents in the house?
Damn.
Take 5 steps forward.
Oh shit! No, I haven't seen that one.
A lot of the white kids walk forward. A lot of the black kids kind of stay behind. I mean, how many of y'all had to work a job and go to school at the same time? If you got a chance to go to school for free, just your parents paying for it, you walk 10 more steps forward. And then the kids that fell into that class are for. But what it did was painted a picture. You had a lot of quote unquote like people of color that were still back towards the finish line, and then you had a lot of people that were white that had these life head starts, and it was painting a picture.
Fuck.
And they was just saying like, now it ain't nobody's fault where you start in life. The people that's way up here, the people that's way back there, it ain't neither one of y'all fault. Whatever lifestyle y'all so happen to be born into, and this is where you started. Either way it go, all of y'all still got to run y'all own race. And even with the head start, you're going to have some of them black kids back there that's still going to beat a lot of y'all. They're still going to be faster than you, even with the head start. You feel what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And I'm saying, they was trying to make one point on there, but the point I took from that is, it don't matter where you start, you still got to run your own race. It don't matter how much of a head start they got. That's irrelevant.
You get more hungry like that.
Man, just worry about your... Matter of fact, do like a horse on a racetrack, man. Put your blinders on.
Yeah.
Fuck who in that line.
I like that part right there. Yeah.
All I want to be able to see my finish line. It's like the race that we're looking at, you got to look at it like a marathon.
Yeah.
Not a sprint, because a marathon, just to finish a marathon is the accomplishment. You feel me? You rarely give a fuck who won the marathon.
Right
Not just
on.
for a motherfucker say, no, I ran a marathon.
Man.
And that's it. Like,
And
that's
what Nipsey touched on, right? That was his whole theory on why the marathon.
Okay, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. So if you look at each race like a marathon, in that case, it don't even matter when you finish. Just finish. Like, just say, for example, your goal is to be a brain surgeon. The starting line is where you are right now. The finish line is you getting your motherfucking certificate to say, I am a brain surgeon now, right?
Yeah.
That's your race. Everything in between is your race. It don't matter who you're running against. Nobody. That's your individual race. And whenever you finish is when you finish. I don't give a fuck if you finish in 2 years or if you finish in 10 years. It don't matter, because when you finish, you finish. And you are a brain surgeon as soon as you get done. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it don't matter who running next to you. It don't matter how long it take you. It don't matter. The only thing that matter is just finish.
Just finish.
Your individual race, and you win. If you finish, you win.
Oh, that part.
You feel me what I'm saying?
And that's the inspirational part for you listeners, you watchers. Take that right there as, you start something. It don't matter when you finish, because the race is with yourself. It's not with anybody else.
Right.
The competition is not with other people. It's with yourself. And
Exactly.
I took that from what you just shared with me.
Exactly.
So that's a beautiful thing. And I want to circle back on how you said, about storytelling being a way to pass on teachings, because actually in the history of blacks and browns, going back to the tribe days where, Africans still in Africa and the Aztecs and the Mayans, the way they passed on teachings was through storytelling. So how do you see us reconnecting with our roots, even by bringing back some of these ways, or what do you see are the benefits even of not solely depending on the internet and shit to pass on certain teachings?
Well, that storytelling aspect, I mean, it can be used with the internet as far as a tool, of course, but that's going to be one of the only things that you can't digitize that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can use digital shit to help the art of storytelling, but that's something that you can't program a computer to do. That's going to continuously be a humanistic thing to be done, is for you to get up there and hand down an ancestral story to another generation of people.
Man.
That's something you can't count on the computer to do. You can't write code to do that. That can only be translated through the spoken word. So that's going to keep that. But see, what I want to do is, at the same time that I'm telling these stories, I want to get out there and figure my way through this maze. Or how they say right now, figure my way towards this bag that they speak of. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I can show the younger generation how to get their bag, then I can get their attention focused on these different training and teaching methods and all that. I know what's gonna make them change. I know what's gonna make these people, like you was talking about, do that 180.
Yeah.
You gotta show them that what I'm saying is going to be a way for you to get the things that you want out of life. Everybody just want what they want out of life. Everybody out here just trying to win, trying to make it the best way they know how.
Yeah.
Even if they probably doing the total opposite thing we doing. Even if we don't even understand why they doing it. Even a psycho-ass serial killer, in his own mind, he's doing exactly what he thinks that he should be doing right now. No matter how crazy this is to everybody else. You feel me? So that being said, all I can do is try to lead by example to get enough people to want to ask me, okay, Archie, I like what you did. Could you explain to me how to go about doing that gladly? And then I'll go into my whole spiel and my presentation skill and why I feel this is important. Now that I got your attention. I got to get your attention first.
Yeah, man. So let the watchers know what's in that red cup, man. What you got in that red cup?
Oh man, a little libations. You know what I'm saying?
Cheers to that, man. Libations.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't expect that response, but
it's Friday night, man. You know what I'm saying?
Friday night lights.
Friday night lights, man.
Yes,
so
sir. Yes, sir, man.
Lit with the lights, so just a little libations.
Man, hell yeah. So go into your craft. How did you and music find each other, and how did y'all get married? How did you and music find each other?
You gotta think. I got a little age on y'all, so my first introduction to hip hop was fucking Rappers Delight. Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang.
So when that came out here, I was bewildered being a West Coast cat and not knowing about that. And then just the whole scene of pop locking and just the whole b-boy scene.
You used to pop lock? Tell the truth.
Oh yeah, for sure I used to pop lock. Yeah, I was a popper. So I just embraced the whole scene. Back when I was young, I'm talking about I was one of the first dudes out here in LA to have like real Kangos.
Oh
like
shit!
I had to go find out where to find. Now you can find a Kango or whatever, but I'm talking about with only LL Cool J.
LL Cool J is what I'm thinking with a Kango, and that comes to mind.
You don't have no idea how hard it was for me to go find real Kangos with the Kango on and not some bullshit that looked like a Kango, but real Kangos, real Gazelle glasses, real like all of that shit. Real had that shit was not hard to find in California. I mean, it wasn't easy to find in California.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real East Coast, yeah.
So I was on that with the fat laces, suede Pumas, just the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? So I was a b-boy to the heart. As soon as I saw it, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh yeah, that's what I'm on. That's what helped keep me out of that whole gang banging scene and all that. Because I'm like, no, we on this. This was something else that we could be on. You know what I'm saying? For cats in our age bracket.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I was early into it, man. And then all the East Coast rappers, that's what it was at the time. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that's where it started from. Yeah. So you got Run MC and Curtis Blow and all these dudes, and Crush Groove and all the movies, Beat Street, all the movies and shit like that. Of course, Breaking was from out here. Breaking was an LA movie.
Yeah.
Beat Street was like the B-boy movie, you know what I'm saying, with the Roxy and battles.
And the Roxy, have you ever performed at the Roxy?
Not me. I performed at the LA Roxy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Roxy, the one that's in New York.
New York, shit.
They had that breakdancing, but I ain't never even been to the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
I ain't never been to New York before.
It's never too late, man. So it's gonna happen.
Never too late.
Shit, it's gonna happen. You never know.
I ain't my way out there yet.
And since you've seen all this and it led you to want to be in the music scene and all that, but what motivates you to be an MC or even spit rhymes? Cause you got some dope bars, man. I gotta tell you, you got some dope ass fucking bars, and y'all won't get a chance. Y'all gonna hear some. Y'all gonna hear some.
My favorite rappers, like the dudes that made me want to be rappers back in the day, was like Rakim, cats like that. Cool G Rap, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
Those are the dudes who had lyrics when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Those my KRS-One, cats like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I got hip to the LA underground hip hop scene, which is a whole other scene in itself. But I was glad about that. That's what made me when I made my way over on the west side of LA.
No shit.
If I would have never got out of Watts, I wouldn't have found out about Project Blowed and Lamert Park and the whole Crenshaw side over there. You know what I'm saying? Which I got a lot of homies out there, the Freestyle Fellowship and Jurassic 5 and all the groups came from over on that side of town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was another part of my my MC development. Because if I had not have met them, I probably would have just been strictly on some type of hood shit rapping.
Damn, man. It is crazy because if you really think back, and not even just rap or music, but you hear about, a lot of blacks and browns, being saved by either music or sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not to say like that's the only thing we're good at, but in reality, academics don't come easy to us because we don't get the best teachers or we don't get the best education out here. But sports is something easy to excel at because once you become passionate about it, we're like physically gifted and we're able to excel in those type of sports or those type of deals. So do you think that it's more like nature to kind of excel in those things, or is it like a society thing where we're mentally brought up to think that that's are the only things we could become successful at?
I think it's a little bit of both because I think that we are naturally gifted at those things.
Yeah.
Just the type of people that we are.
Like it comes more natural, right?
Tribal people, though, we're going to be naturally better athletes, naturally more rhythm. It's going to be natural. That's all come from that tribal shit.
Rhythm comes from music, yeah.
So, that. But, I feel like because those are usually the only ones or the first ones we explore, we don't give ourselves a chance to try enough other things. I believe that if we try almost anything, I believe we're going to be a beast at it. As soon as you see one of us decide to do something else, oh, wow, I just so happen to be good at that too. You know what I'm saying?
Scientists
but we don't, you know what I'm saying? Because we're going to take the same approach to it. We're going to take the same creative approach to it no matter what it is. Yeah. It's going to be just that much flyer, that much swaggier, that much just, you know what I'm saying, cooler. Yeah. And it's going to be done how we do with a code, you know what I'm saying?
I like that,
but we just rarely try a lot of different things. We just kind of try what we think that, like, this is the only choices we got.
What is in our reach, right?
You got to get out there and really see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You fuck around to be the next best, you won't even know. The top chef or the top, whatever you decide to just put your hands on. Even like right now, with these food trucks. Man, some of the main people that's prospering from these food trucks is us.
Yep.
Black and brown, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because now it made it easier for you to get a restaurant. Oh, I don't have to get a building. You know what I'm saying? That makes it easier for me to get myself in business. Now you look at half of these food trucks out here, it's somebody of color in the food trucks and killing them right now.
Killing them.
Cooking been our thing. Our food don't have too much flavor in it. That's just what it is. Like, that's my opinion, man. Whatever we put our hands on, we liable to be good at that too. We just don't try enough things.
Man.
We don't try enough things.
Yeah. And
we think there's only the few things we got is sports or music or something. Like, no.
Yeah, we definitely, I agree with you. Like, we need more exposure to those things and more exposure to the little ones because, once your mind is built up into a certain structure, it's kind of hard to escape it. You know what I mean? And it really starts young. And but moving on from that, I want to ask you a hypothetical question. If you could have a drink and sit down with any music star, living or dead, who would you want to sit down and have a drink with?
Any music star, living or dead.
Any idol, any legend, any...
I would say Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, and then why Quincy?
I just watched a documentary on Quincy. I think it's called Quincy.
Quincy, man, I know his daughter was engaged to Tupac, you know what I mean? And they was about
the documentary on this. I had no clue that he had his hands involved in all the shit that he had his hands involved in. I had no clue.
Quincy's a beast.
And I would love to just sit down with this dude and just really look at his creative process and like kind of how he, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know that he was Frank Sinatra's band leader all during the Vegas years.
Okay.
I don't know that damn near every TV show theme song back in the 70s was Quincy.
Wow.
Ironside, and all these crazy ass movies. Quincy Jones did the theme song to Sanford and Son.
Oh shit.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. That's Quincy Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Song called
Quincy,
Street Beater.
Yeah, I heard Quincy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know all that stuff.
Yeah, but I
man.
love to sit down with Quincy.
That's tough. And who would you say if he's not your idol? Like, who was your idols that you admired in the music business?
Oh, so many. But
Who do you think you emulate the most, or try to?
rapping wise, I would say G-Rap. Cool G-Rap was my favorite rapper for years. Cool G-Rap was my favorite rapper for years. Just how he put his wordplay together and how he formulated words. I got a chance to be in a cipher with some cats from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Did you?
Yeah, the Jizza.
Fuck.
They had another group called Sons of Man. And there was a Jizza, this dude named 60-Second Assassin, and another cat. They was out here for a couple of months down in the marina, and we up there, we chopping it. Now, mind you, they don't even know I'm a rapper.
They don't
I'm just
even
there by one of my boys that, invited me there, right?
Yeah.
We started talking about Cool G Rap.
Oh shit.
And then we just started rapping our favorite Cool G raps.
Did you know that who they were?
Yeah, I knew
you know who they was? Yeah.
But so we in a cipher, we all going around a circle rapping our favorite Cool G Rap songs.
Oh shit.
So I rapped this one song called Ragtime by Cool G Rap. And the Jizza, he instantly recognized it, like, oh yeah, that's that Ragtime right there, son. You know what I'm saying? But then he recognized that I delivered it too, though. Like, he gave me props on that, like,
Yeah.
yo, my son spit that shit too, son. Talking about me. So he recognized, like, okay, we rapping G-Rap words, but he gave me props on how I actually spit the verse, like it was, like if it was mine, because that's really was one of my favorite verses.
How did that feel to get that recognition right
dope.
there?
It was dope. I done got a chance to get there from a lot of my favorite rappers in the game. Cool G Rap told me I was dope. I got a chance to spit bars for Cool G Rap because one of my boys was his road manager.
Damn.
I rap for Rakim. Rakim told me I was dope. And then Brother Jay from the X Clan. That was like somebody that always go to. Friends of mine too through the LA Underground.
Gotcha. Damn, man. I mean, that's some great exposure right there.
Yeah, man. I done fucked around with a few dudes in the industry. It's so crazy, man. Just here and there. Just living out here in LA that long and just dabbling in the music here and there.
Yeah.
End up coming across some cats throughout the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. And now, like, seeing as you been around and you've noticed the old school and the trajectory, what's your take on the state of hip hop today? Like, you got this mumble rap, you got this auto tune, you got all this shit going on. What's your take on the state of hip hop today?
I don't know. It's hard for me to say like the state of hip hop. All I know is me from the age bracket that I am. A lot of the mumble style rap I don't care for. I don't care for too much.
Gotcha.
I still like feel like there's some dope dudes out here with your J. Cole's and Kendricks and certain cats like that I still be spitting. That I still think be spitting.
Yeah.
I don't hear enough of them. I don't hear enough of those kind for me, for my taste.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's all about whatever the marketplace wants. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as business. I don't get so wrapped up into it. People can't. It's funny when you talk about music. Music is just another product. It's an art. It's an art form and this and that. But as far as you selling it, it's a product. If it's for sale, it's a product.
Yeah.
So
product. Even the artist is a product. You have to look at them that way. That's how they look at you in the music industry.
Yeah.
As a product.
Yeah, we're trying to sell it, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to sell it as a product.
We're trying to sell you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, they whatever's selling. You know what I'm saying? They put out whatever's selling. And people, it's hard for people to disassociate themselves with the product from the actual art. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get the whole term starving artist. Sometimes an artist can't let go of the art form enough to make it a business.
That's a hell of a point.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them just go to their grave just being talented and just
surviving.
And just like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't saying that you need to sell out, but you need to find a happy medium where you're happy with what you're producing and you got enough people happy with it too. Enough people that can sustain you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you can hold on to it and go to your grave just knowing that you was one of the dopest people that never got paid for it.
In reality, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it comes down to, though.
If that's what it is, that's what it is. But you can't be mad if don't nobody want to fuck with what you got because it's just another product, man. It's just another product. People take their music and they craft so personal.
So personal.
It's just another
yeah.
product, bro. It's
it is.
Product. It's something for people to consume.
It's either you got our product or you don't.
Yeah.
And you, like, it's crazy because music is so much like, is it a hot product or not based on who's hearing it. Not on you spitting it and you believing that it's hot.
Right.
People don't care what you think about your own music. It's about what they think of your music that either makes you or not successful. But it is good to love your own music and to feel it and to be into it and feel it, obviously. But what makes you successful is not you, it's the people.
That's exactly it. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly it.
That's crazy.
And what this person might like, I might think is bullshit. It don't matter. And the thing is to find your own crowd.
Yeah.
To find your own audience. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and you both rap. If we put 1,000 people in here and they all get a chance to hear both of us rap, there's going to be a certain percentage of people that think I'm better.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a certain percentage of people that think you better.
Absolutely.
And that's just how it's going to be no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter how I think. No matter what I think about you, your people go, nah. And my people gonna be like that for me. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, do your thing and go find your people.
Man.
That's looking for you. That they feel you like a motherfucker. Like they like, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I like.
That's beautiful advice for any of y'all rappers that's trying to, find your niche and find your market. Man, just do you, put your best music out there. Your market gonna find you. Just keep putting your music out there. It's gonna come to you. You gonna come to them. So, I love that point. That's a hell of a point.
The key is to let as many people as possible hear you. To give yourself a fair chance. So let as many people hear you as you possibly can.
That's the key.
Just to give yourself a fair chance.
And because of what? To the law of averages, right?
Right. It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game.
Bro.
Now let me ask you a personal question. The beat first or the lyrics first?
Good question. I was a person that always wrote the bars first. For the most part. But sometimes I got the beat first. To me, it go either way. If I had a choice, though, nowadays, give me the beat first.
Okay.
Nowadays, give me the beat first.
Yeah.
Because I'm knowing it's like, based on what we was just talking about, and I'm trying to sell this to a consumer, the music has to sound good before anything else. I'll make my words blend in with the track. And I'll make sure the bars is in there. You feel me? What I had to stop doing was, I had got used to rapping for other rappers.
What do you mean, like rapping for other rappers? How was that?
Like most of the audiences that I was rapping in front of was a room full of other rap artists, not regular people.
How was that? Like, where was you at?
I was in Leimert. I was in Leimert Park. I was over there with the LA Underground scene. You feel me?
Say, and they was listening to
it. Ain't no other lyricists and other rappers in the audience for the most part. So when you rapping for other rappers, you rap differently than if you rapping for a club full of people, because the shit that's important to these other rappers ain't important to the average listener.
Nah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I had to get out of verse mode and get into song mode.
Oh, shit.
I was used to writing verses because I'm used to rapping for other rappers. So it was about who got the hardest verse.
Hardest verse, yeah.
I had to get out of that and start getting into the whole aspect of writing songs. That's for audiences. That's for regular crowds. You know what I'm saying? You can have the hardest lyrics in the world, but if you ain't got no cool, catchy hook and a cool beat or whatever, for this person to be able to vibe to for a little while before you start bombarding with all these words again, you're going to lose a lot of people. You feel me? So that's something. But I think you need to have both. I mean, because I want to know what my other my peers think. I want to know what my other rappers think about what I'm saying. That's what I'm really rapping for.
And you
but at the same time, the rappers ain't the ones that's gonna buy your music. You need to rap for the regular audience that ain't really paying attention to how hard that was to write that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I compared it to this dude. He was a guitar player, one of my coworkers. He brought his guitar to work, and then he was like, "What y'all want me to play?" We were like, "Oh no, just play, just play something." And then
he was like,
yeah. So
he asked the public, "What y'all want me to play?"
Right. We like, just play something. Let's hear you play something. I know you the guitar player. He started playing some like classical flamenco type.
Oh shit.
Which me in my mind, I'm knowing that that's hard to do, as far as level of difficulty.
You're like respecting that, but
right. But I'm like, yeah, for the average ear, their ear is not even trained enough to appreciate that. It's only gonna really be appreciated by another nigga who play the guitar, who really know exactly what you're doing. For us, just do like some shit that's gonna sound familiar to our ear. And to him, that was so simple. He's like, oh, that's just 3 chords looped over and over again. But to the person that don't know how to play the guitar, we like, yeah, that shit banging, that shit dope. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of people that's just listening from a regular person point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a gourmet chef. He might put some shit in front of you, and to the average person who ain't got them type of taste buds, that shit probably not gonna even taste good.
No matter how good or what ingredients you use.
I done spent years of training and cordon bleu and you know what all I did and this is that. We like, man, we don't give a fuck about none of that. We put ketchup on it and fucking the meal off. You know what I'm saying?
Put some ketchup on it.
Yeah.
I like that.
He looking at us like, man, what the fuck are you doing? Like, man, that shit took 14 hours to make this dish. And you putting all kind of shit on it like that.
Ruining the fucking
meal. That's salt on it. What you got, man? You know, because our palate is not trained.
Yeah, palate. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to make just some good fast food. for the average consumer.
Yeah, Louisiana, I fuck with Louis.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man, and that's dope, man. And I really appreciate you sharing that because a lot of people don't, get the whole scope, or the whole view on those takes right there that you can share. And obviously as somebody that is in the industry or is out there putting these things out, it's a wonderful thing to hear. And going into your music, I was actually like catching up on some of your content, and you got this track, man, investment bars on the stimulus package, mixtape coming up, and you hit some real deep right there because people in the hood, man, they're just so unaware or so uneducated about investment. And how did that come about? Like what was your inspiration to come up with that?
Like I said, I work out here in the big cities. So I befriended this gentleman back maybe about 15 years ago. His name is Bill McHenry. Self-made millionaire, older white guy, live in Malibu, resident or whatever.
Yeah.
Me and him just became cool over the years. So we used to just sit down at the beach sometime on my lunch break and he'd just chop it up with me.
Oh shit.
Lacing me with game, you know what I'm saying? Telling me all kind of shit about. It's just them lessons that a lot of times we don't get.
Man.
So my whole thing, I think what made him adapt to me is I used to ride around and listen to these audio books in my work vehicle. I'm listening to the books on Think and Grow Rich and all these these success books. I'm listening to these books. And then I started talking to this old dude and he was talking that same talk. So I'm thinking that he listening to those books too. He's like, nah, he said, I just do it. And when I realized the people who write the books, they study guys like him. That's where they get their information.
Man.
So the people who write the books, they study self-made millionaires to find out what is different about y'all than the average person. What are y'all doing so differently that the average person don't know? And they start giving me these lessons. So me, I'm thinking like, man, these lessons that we rarely get. We don't get these lessons.
If at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I start thinking about, man, what would be a dope way to give it to them, I'm like, I could just talk it. But first I want to start doing it. I want to start applying some of these lessons because where I come from, it's like, man, you got to show me. First thing they go look like, why you not doing it? You got all the answers, why you not doing it? So I understand that.
Me, but you
I understand that. So that's why I'm doing it now. going through the motions now, finding my way, learning, finding my way. But then I started putting some of those lessons together in the rap format, just for my own. Like I'm like, this is a cool way to deliver some of this game.
Dude, that shit is dope as
man.
fuck. And
Yeah,
and matter of fact, you know, I'm gonna play some of that for y'all right now. This is investment bars off the stimulus package from your boy Archie Hill. Check this out.
So yeah, man, but the thing is, once you stack that money up that you done saved up from you know, being frugal and living below your means, you gotta have somewhere to put it. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's how the rich get rich. That's how the wealthy get wealthy and stay wealthy. They make their money work for them, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you call investments, you know? You buy assets, things that appreciate in value. That means go up after you buy it instead of depreciate in value, which is like most things you buy. You know what I mean? Yo, it be heated on these streets of mine, trying to find a peace of mind. Anyone that know me, they tell you Big Archie, peaceful guy. All I wanna see is people be fruitful and multiply. Get everything you dream of, everything your heart desire, everything I want you to know. I'm your player partner though, trying to find some bread in this game before I domino. Avoiding all the drama, so somebody let my mama know her baby boy finally accomplished what I've been striving for. Now that I done did it, I'm ready to give the lesson, spread the message to whoever desires to get the blessing. I keep it 100 and honest, no misdirection. Don't need no negativity coming in this direction. For success, you need connections. You need to network with the people from different sections of the cities that you rest in. Then we can come together and make us some good investments, like multi-family units instead of a Smith & Wesson. Though you gotta keep protection if you value your possession. You wanna be the owner of everything you protecting instead of a new Lexus. Let's get us some duplexes, live in one and turn the other one into a bed and breakfast. See, all I wanna do is just give you a few suggestions. Invest in gold and silver and other metals that's precious, and try to do your best of avoiding metal detectors. Just a little information straight from the ghetto professor. Yes sir, I'm Big Archie, I'm in the building, I'm the owner though. Building my portfolio, trying to have me a corner store. It be heated on these streets of mine. Yeah. It be heated on these streets of mine, trying to find a peace of mind. And anyone that know me, they tell you Big Archie, peaceful guy. It be heated on these streets of mine. Yeah. It be heated on these streets of mine, trying to find a peace of mind. And anyone that know me, they tell you Big Archie, peaceful guy. Yeah, man, like I say, find somewhere to put that money, man. It's hard to go wrong with real estate, though. It's my opinion. Like, somebody asked me one time, Arch, what would you do if you hit the lottery and you won 10 million? I say, oh, I'm gonna spend 9 million of it on an apartment building. They're like, man, you would spend all that on that? I said, yeah, because the money's not gone. I just changed it from cash money into a building. Like, your money is there. Whenever you want to go see that 9 million, you can drive past it anytime you want to. It's gonna be right there on the corner of whatever and whatever. You know what I mean? And then it's steady generating money for you because you collect the money off the rentals. That's called a rental property. And then it's constantly appreciating in value the longer you hold on to it. So to me, it's a no-brainer. So you got something that's right here that you own, that's generating dollars for you every month. And then if you decide you don't want it no more, you can always sell it and get at least your 9 million right back. 9 times out of 10. More than likely, it's gonna be more than that the longer you hold on to it, you know what I'm saying? And then like I was saying about the precious metals, that's silver and gold. That right there is through the roof right now. I remember when the prices first started going up, the early 2000s. I was trying to tell people to buy gold because I got this information from my mentor who knew about it. Do you remember those commercials used to come on? We buy gold, cash for gold. Come bring us your worthless jewelry and we give you cash. Like, you didn't ever think about that? Why these people are so anxious to give you something that they trying to tell you is worthless? Think about it. They gotta spend money to make them commercials, and they trying to tell you to give something away that they telling you is worthless, but they gonna give you cash for it. Why do you think that is? When has anybody ever gave you something for nothing? On everything, think about it. because they know the value of it is going up. So you always want to be in the know when it comes to investments and things like that. Make your money work for you, fam. One.
Yo, so Archie, man, what advice would you give these these youngins, up and comers, and what advice would you give them on the ups and downs of the industry? Because there's no doubt you're gonna fucking hit some fucking real lows. You're gonna hit some highs, but you're gonna hit some real fucking lows. But what's your advice on how to handle those lows, those real lows?
The best way, first of all, before you get started on anything, make sure it's something that you're passionate about. If you're not super duper passionate about it, where you just do the shit for free and you don't care, you just do it out of the love of it, it's going to be hard for you to stick with it when the shit get rough. It got to be something that you really just don't mind doing all day, every day, for one. Right. And then another thing to handle them little low points is just have a short memory. Look, be expected for the lows. Be expected. Don't be looking for negative shit to happen. But when it comes, don't let that shit be like a shocker. Like, oh, okay, there's a little pitfall right here. Some shit I got to navigate around. One of my coworkers used to always say that, like, oh, that's no challenge. He didn't use the word problem. He just always used the word challenge. Like, let me see what the challenge is.
Damn, I like that.
It's always something to just take head on.
It's not a problem, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge. And that's just something to be figured out real quick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to be figured out. So, yeah, that's what it means. You got to be passionate about it, because there's no way you're going to do it. There's no way you're going to stick with it long enough if you ain't passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? Man. It got to be something that you would do no matter what. It got to be something that you would do for free. 100. Or if you had all the money in the world, like I always like to ask that. If you hit the lottery today and had all the money to do whatever you wanted to do, then what would you be doing every day?
Shit.
After you're not tripping off money no more.
That's a perfect question.
What would you be doing regularly? That's probably a good indication of what you're really passionate about. Some shit you'll just do because you can, and you got all day, you can just do it because you want to do it. That right there, if it ain't that, it's going to be hard for you to stick with it long enough for it to do something.
Yeah, through the lows, the real lows. It's going to be sometimes it's going to make you want to quit. But if you love it, like you said, if you love it badly enough, it's not going to matter.
That's why I like coming up, how I came up. I got used to, like, I don't know if it sounds sad to say that, but I got used to, like, disappointments. Like, where it didn't really fuck with me that much.
Like you expected. I'm like, I'm going to be disappointed anyway.
Yeah, okay, that's what that is. Okay, now, what did I do to cause that to happen? Because even if somebody did it to me, I still had something to do with it. What did I do? So I can look for it, so I can look out for that shit next time. I look for that in everything. Whether something go good for me or bad for me, I'm always looking at what did I do? What did I do to make that happen? If it's some good shit, I want to repeat that. If it's some bad shit, then I want to look out for that. But I always want to know, what did I do to cause that to happen? Like I said, because it might be something I did right.
Damn.
So then I'm going to repeat that. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. I want that to keep happening. Or if it's something like, oh, okay, I know they fucked over me, but I see right here where I could have zigged and I zagged.
Yeah.
It was still in my court right here.
Absolutely.
Then I check for that red flag next time. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You ain't give me again.
Hey, you know what? Like, I want to tell y'all, what he just mentioned on is so factual. Like, and people, successful people say it. What gets tracked gets improved. And that's one of the habits of the successful people, is that they actually go back and reflect on what they just did, whether it was good or bad, whether it worked or didn't. They go back and they check it out, and they take notes on it. They see what worked, they take that on with them and maybe improve it, or they see what didn't work and why it didn't work. And us growing up where we at, we either fuck up or we made it happen, and we take that and we run with it, and we don't even take the time to go back, and do some to make it better or make it worse. I don't know, make it worse, but
yeah, a lot of times we blame a lot of people.
Blame.
We play the victim thing, and
hate that shit.
And people don't realize, like, dude, you only hurting yourself.
Yeah.
You are only hurting yourself, bro. As quick as you can take responsibility for all the shit that happened to you, the easier you can be back in charge and back in control of your situation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But every time if you constantly pointing the finger, you ain't gonna never be able to fix the problem. You always gonna give somebody else all the power. Whoever you think did it to you, then that's the only person that can fix it. You know what I'm saying? But if you realize, like, no, that was me, then you instantly realize, well, I take all the power back. Man, you can't be playing that victim role, man. It only hurts you. It only hurts you in the long run.
I agree. Super agree.
It only hurts the other person, man. And I'll be sad that people don't see it. That's why all I can do is just do my best to get what I'm trying to get right here, just so I can show, just so I can prove it, proof of concept. Then I open a lot of ears and eyes up to people who really want to hear what I got to say.
Yeah.
So that's my job to do that. You feel me?
It is.
I'm a speaker. It's my job to get people to listen. It's my job to be able to communicate. It's my job to get people to want to listen. If I got something I'm trying to get across, it ain't on you as the listener. It's on me as the speaker. You feel me? So, yeah.
That's dope, man. Yo, so Archie, man. Well, all right. So, what would you say? What's your quick? I know you could go on and on for this next question, but what's your quick philosophy on life? What would you say is a quick take on that? Quick philosophy.
Kind of based off what I just said right now, and this is something that I've come into in the past 10 years of my life, which I wish I had known this way earlier in life. As soon as you can, try to figure out what your thing is.
And thing is like, what do you mean in regards to thing?
What you're passionate about.
The
thing that you would do if you can do whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, like you said, for free even, right? Like
for free. Shit that you would do for free. Not just for free, shit that you would pay to do.
You pay to do.
Some of your
that's even farther.
Some of your hobbies and habits and shit you want to do cost money.
Fucking
you feel me? Just imagine if golf is something you're passionate about.
Shit.
That ain't cheap. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a rich man's sport.
But if I ask a person like that, if you could do whatever you wanted to do, money is not an option, what would you do all day if you could? Man, he said, man, I'll be out there on the golf course.
Shit.
So that means he's that passionate about that. Not only would he do it for free, he would spend his hard-earned money to get out there and do that.
Wow.
So that's what I mean. That's what I mean by what's that thing for you? Try to find out what that is as early in life as possible. And then start doing the things you need to do to make that be the thing that can take care of you.
Feel that, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's the piece of advice that I would give to anybody. Find out what you're passionate about, and then just start working towards your passion.
Absolutely, man. It's funny how you said as early as possible, because for some people, as early as possible might be 60, might be 65. That's the earliest possible that it happened for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's still not too late.
Right.
Because you might still accomplish it within a year or two, and now you might be live to 80 and live it for 15, 20 years. That passion.
It's like the story of Colonel Sanders.
Man, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, now that's a heck of a story.
He's
the king of
KFC.
Rejection. Like,
he opened his first KFC when he was in his 60s already.
Yeah, and he got rejected for his recipe. Man, like
over
50,000 times. I don't know.
Yeah,
hundreds of times. Yeah,
before he got his first yes.
First, somebody gave him a chance.
Let's imagine he said if it was too late. He said he got his first Social Security check and realized that he couldn't live off that.
Yep.
So he just got out there.
Yeah.
Because you ain't never seen no young pictures of Colonel Sanders. Even the old black and white pictures, he already had white hair. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And whatever you find out, like I say, it's your race, and it's only your race. And when you finish is when you finish.
Yeah, that's real talk, man.
But when you finish, though, you win. It ain't no losing. When you finish, whenever you finish the race, you win. You're gonna be done completed whatever goal you set out for. As soon as you cross the finish line, you win.
I'm taking that philosophy with me
You
right
ain't
there.
against nobody except just yourself. As long as you got time to be on this earth, you still in the race.
Absolutely.
As long as you move it in the direction of the finish line, you racing. You in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's funny, like I had just read this quote. I think it was today too. It was like don't be sad or don't worry because you're moving too slow. Worry when you're standing still. Worry when you're not moving at all.
Right.
That's when you should really be worried, because moving at any speed, it's moving. It's going
Right.
forward. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the Japanese have this word, it's called kaizen, right? And kaizen means one step at a time, one brick at a time. You could lay one brick on top of the last brick, one day at a time. Might take whatever days, right? But at the end of that shit, you have constructed your fucking building, whatever it is that you want to do. So, man, I'm definitely taking that one, and you should definitely take that. That's a hell of a fucking inspiration right there. And all right, so let's play a quick game. You and I, a little back and forth. All right. I know. As a matter of fact, we played this last month at Flow Masters. That's where we met. Is Life is Like, right? And Life is Like, for any of y'all that haven't played that game, is actually when, you know, you have a group of people, could be 2, could be 10, could be more, and a person asks, you know, the person next to them or across the circle, whatever, life is like, and you tell them whatever you want to say that life is like. A piece of gum, a pole, you know, a wall. You just make it up and you say life is like. And that person has to find a way to relate life to that thing that you chose, that, you know, to relate life to that. So, are you down? You down for the quick?
Yeah, let's go.
Awesome. All right. So, all right, Archie. Life is like a computer program.
Excellent that you said that.
Okay.
Life is like a computer program, and I really relate to that. Think of yourself, think of your body as a robot. Think of your brain as a computer that controls your robot.
Okay.
Okay? Now, the computer and the robot, they're not you, though. People think that that's you. You're not the computer or the robot. What you are, you're the programmer of the computer that controls the robot.
Oh.
You feel me? Your computer or your robot can operate without you even intervening. That's what's called a habit. You feel me? So when you're not thinking and you just operating, that's going off you know what I'm saying? When you going off a routine or a habit, that's your programming operating on its own. You feel me? Where you intervene into that and break that cycle is what you would call your discipline or your willpower.
Right.
That's when you segue into the operating system, and you might want to reprogram yourself. Like, for example, you want to you have a bad habit of not exercising. It's in your programming now. Your body and your body is telling your brain, oh, I don't feel like working out today. Your brain is accepting that, like, okay, and making excuses why you shouldn't work. Oh yeah, it is early. It's tired. You had a late night last night. Your brain helps the body. Your brain and the robot work together.
They work together.
Right,
okay,
they can work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you would intervene and say, no, fuck that. We're going to the gym now, and that's it. And you can always get in and intervene whenever you want to. You can tell your body and your brain, fuck both of y'all, come on, we going to the gym. And they don't have a choice in it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you sit down at your computer terminal and do that long enough, you can actually rewrite that programming. And that will be forming the new habit.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Like repetition.
Yeah, that's the repetition. That's the discipline. That's you sit there and constantly rewrite this new code now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Until your brain and robot accepts this new programming that you took maybe 3 or 4 months to reprogram yourself to do this new thing.
Yeah.
And then you can maybe relax on it, and then it can work on kind of autopilot again because you sat there long enough to kind of rewire your program. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of look at that like that. I say, this is the computer, this is the robot, but you are the programmer of the computer that controls the robot.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Man,
so that's how I think life It's really like a computer program.
Man.
You know what I mean? Those are your habits.
That's yeah, man.
Your programs are your
a way to
habits.
see it, yeah.
The ones you don't have to think about it, you just do them automatically anyway. See, that doesn't involve no thought. That's just an operating system.
Reaction.
It's in the background, just operating regularly. But then when you have to make a change, that's when it feels weird and uncomfortable because it's outside of your regular routine. But you can do it, but you just got to take time to sit there
and work it, code it in,
and write that new code. Write that new code until your brain decides, okay, this is this new program we got working with right here. This is what we own right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I like thinking about that like that. Life is like that. Yeah.
Man, okay, that's what's up, man.
So you want to throw one at you?
Throw one at me, man.
So it's life is like, and then whatever it is, right?
Absolutely, whatever you come at me with.
Something that just happened to see how creative you can get. Life is like an earthquake.
Woo, okay. So, life is like an earthquake because it's unpredictable. You know, you can't. Scientists and all this technology nowadays, how advanced we are, we're not yet advanced to predict an earthquake. You know what I mean? And life happens that way. Shit happens out of nowhere. You can plan your day, you can schedule everything hour by hour, write it in and shit. And this is how my day's gonna go, or how I plan it. But guess what? You got a flat tire. Guess what? Shit got late. You got late. You had to take a shit when you didn't even expect it to take a shit. When you had some program to start. You know, and in that sense, you know, life is constantly moving. And, you know, earthquakes move. They move and they create cracks. You know, even on the ground, like this last shit that just happened. You know, you can see the crack that it created from space in the satellite, the picture. Big ass fissure happened on the ground, right? And it could be earth shattering, right? It shattered the fucking earth, and you could surprise people. You could shock people with your life, you know, with the way that you create waves, you know. People could change their whole belief system even, or change the way they carry themselves, or prepare for some shit, because now you're an example of what life could be like. You know, you come out of nowhere. You used to be the one guy, you know, in high school or in middle school that motherfuckers just knew. Maybe you was popular, maybe you wasn't, maybe you was popping, maybe you wasn't. But now you blow up and be a superstar or super successful at something, and now you created a wave of reactions on the people that used to know you. And that's the people on earth, the people that are around that earthquake that, you know, have to react. They don't have a choice, they have to react to the shake. And that's basically what happened. And you know, sometimes it could be big, sometimes it could be small, but it creates a reaction, and people react to that, and that's why I think life is like an earthquake.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, man, that was a good one, though, man. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so, yo, man, Archie, I hate to get political and shit, you know, but us rappers, we stick our nose in all that shit. We rap about everything, whatever the fuck comes to mind, whatever's happening, we rap about this shit. What's your take on this, you know, political situation of having Trump in office? Well, what do you think? Well, do you like his job or not? What's your take on that?
Honestly, I don't have no take on it.
That's good. In
I
a way.
really don't even look at this shit. I'll be like,
yeah.
Everything that he do that I hear about is all second and third hand.
Okay.
About somebody telling me. I don't look at the news. I don't look at none of that shit. Like, the only news I get is from people that I know look at the news and then they tell me.
I don't fuck with it.
Did you hear somebody? Did you hear this happening? Oh, okay. Because to me, all of that shit is just a distraction.
He's a puppet.
It's a front.
All of that shit is just getting me off my goddamn what I'm supposed to be focusing on. That's what I think. It's just another thing that distract me from the shit that's gonna help me enhance and improve my life. So I really don't. I don't know none of this shit. I know you talking about the wall and grabbing bitches by the pussy and all. Other than that, I don't know nothing about. I don't know nothing about Trump, bro.
Yeah.
Except for just some of the weird shit he be on, and I know he be tweeting and shit and all the shit he be on. But other than that,
you a registered voter? Did you vote?
I ain't vote, but I ain't voted in a while. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? I just be.
Same here.
I just ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing where it just directly had nothing to do with what I'm trying to do, man. So I just kind of fell off with that shit, honestly, man.
Absolutely, man. So, all right, we got off that topic, but, just to speak about, your experience here today, you came through, what's your take on Envy Records? What do you see? What do you like? What would you say to other people that's watching about Envy Records and, the studio here and how you were taken in and, your experience here today?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm always looking for a good place to come and record some music, you know what I'm saying? So just to have another outlet, another venue that's pretty centrally located. I mean, I like the location right here, you know what I'm saying? Easy to get to. Come through to the lab. You always want to have somewhere that's reasonable that a person can come, get his creativity out, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to coming over here working with y'all on some music and doing some things, no doubt, man. And just actually refer you. I always got young artists that know that I'm a rapper, and they always looking for somewhere to record. So,
absolutely,
I'll definitely send them over this way, man. I see y'all got everything that anybody would need. Plus, to be able to do the video editing and all the other things that y'all offer too.
Yep.
That's some cool little package deals. You know what I'm saying? Where people can come in, record something, get some little footage and all that.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? Man. Because without that, man, you gotta document what you do.
Yeah.
You gotta document your progress step by step.
Hey, you know what they say nowadays, right? If it's not on the gram, it didn't happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
It didn't happen. They're like, people don't even believe it.
Content is king.
Yeah.
People just want to see your progress. They want to go along the journey with you. That's what the little reality shows are showing you. They don't show you nothing else. People like to just feel like they behind the scenes. They feel like they want to know they artists. You know what I'm saying? They want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
They find they fuck with you. Then they fuck with your music based on if they fuck with you.
That's true.
You know
that's true because and that's how powerful content is. Like you just said, content is king because people will actually like click on your shit if they feel your content,
right.
And that creates engagement. You want to create engagement when you're putting out content. You don't just want to put out content, not create or some type of emotion in people and get them to click or comment or say some shit.
Right.
And that's actually one of the things here is that we help artists, not just, they come in and create content, but we also give them some type of direction. We give them direction how to best, go about their content and all that. So, with that said, Archie, man, you've been the best opening act that we could ever ask for. We welcome you to the Envy family. This is your home, man. Whenever you want to come through, whenever you want to anything, speak up, do a presentation, do anything, this is your spot, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, man. Much love. Archie, man.
Shout out Envy, man. Respect,
man. It's your boy 953, and this is Envy Records, Friday Night Lights. Thank you for tuning in. We'll check y'all out next time, all right? 1.